Welcome back to Gerodynamics. All right, let's try this again. During the middle of the last time I tried this video, my laptop froze up a little bit and I wasn't sure how the video was going to turn out, so I'm just starting over. All right, so this one is going to be another movie review. We're going to do a movie review on the movie Psycho Killer. Psycho Killer is a horror thriller crime movie written by Andrew Kevin Walker, who was the guy who did Seven. And a lot of people were hoping this was going to be his next Seven. It's not. It's not nearly as good as Seven, but it's not terrible. I'd recommend watching it. You could wait till it comes out on streaming, though. It's not something you really have to go out and see in the theaters like I did. But let's talk about it because it's an enjoyable movie. All right. So it's directed by Gavin Polone. The stars are Georgina Campbell, James Preston, and Malcolm McDowell. Um, let's talk about them. In the last movie review I didn't really go into what the actors did, but they were names you probably recognize, so we didn't really need to as much. But this one, Georgina Campbell, is kind of a less recognizable name, but I know her. I know her from Barbarian. She did a good job in Barbarian, although that movie does really kind of jump the shark. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. I also did a movie review on that, so I talked about that at length. Anyways, she was in an episode of Black Mirror, but lots of people are in episodes of Black Mirror. She was in a movie called Bird Box Barcelona, not the original Bird Box, but the quote unquote sequel. That's really more just like set in the same universe. It's not really a sequel. But Bird Box Barcelona, and then a movie called Lovely, Dark, and Deep. She's also in the movie Cold Storage, which is out now, which I don't know if I'm going to get a chance to see. She was in that movie The Watchers, which I liked. And yeah, all right, moving on. I think she did a good job in this. She played a character named Jane Archer. She is pretty much the main character of the movie, although you could make an argument for the killer being the main character. But her and her husband were state troopers. She witnesses the killer kill her husband, and then she pursues the killer across the country, trying to track him down and stop him in whatever he is trying to do, which she is able to figure out. So they do a good job of not making her like a super girl boss where she can kick anybody's butt, but she is super smart and is able to figure out things that the FBI has been trying to figure out, and they weren't able to figure it out, and she's able to figure it out super quick because she's super smart. So there is that. It's a little cheesy, but not terrible. At least she doesn't go in and like beat up this like giant psycho killer guy. That's a fun scene when they fight each other. Oh, spoiler! They fight each other. It's not at the end of the movie, so I'm not spoiling the end of the movie. All right, the next actor is James Preston Rogers. He plays the character Psycho Killer. He doesn't have a name, although he does have a name, but they don't put it here because that's kind of a spoiler, I guess. So I'm not going to tell you what his name is because I don't remember it. And then also, it is a bit of a spoiler to learn his name. So, anyways, he's Psycho Killer. James Preston Rogers has been in a ton of stuff, but you may not know him. He's a really big dude. I think so. He was a professional athlete, I think, in college and maybe after. I think he did some wrestling. I'd have to look into that to see where he wrestled or, what his wrestling character was. But I'm pretty sure he did some wrestling. He was, let's see, what are they saying? His main roles are from Outlander. He played a character named Bjorn. He was in Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley. He played Kurtz. He was in the movie Pixels as Seal. Maybe just a voice. He was in a movie called The Blackening. And then more recently, Love, Death, and Robots. He was a voice actor. He was in The Righteous Gems as Tan Man. He was in The Mayans MC as SB President. So it's more like he's a character actor. He's got a distinct look. He's a very large man. And I thought he did a pretty good job acting, although typically, like the majority of the movie, he's wearing a mask. So it's not like you're getting a lot of emotes, facial emotes from him, but his voice is pretty intimidating. His voice is actually really amazing. He's got a lot of aura. I'm going to keep using that in my movie reviews now. Sorry. Old guy using the term aura. But no, his character definitely comes across as a psycho killer, and it's pretty good. All right, who else? They say Malcolm McDowell. He's a short. He is the biggest actor in the movie. Obviously, he plays a character named Mr. Pendleton. I won't spoil too much about his character, but he was going all the way back. He was in A Clockwork Orange. He was in Star Trek Generations. It says time after time in Cat People, whatever. Um, but yeah, more recently he's been in a lot of like horror movies, Trick and Treats, Conspiracy of Fear. He's in a movie called The Partisan. I thought he was in something else that I just recently recognized him. I'm not seeing it here though. Maybe it's going back even a little further. Anyways, he's an older actor who's been around a long time. Let's see how far back this goes. Because if you're talking about Clockwork Orange. But anyways, his first role is in a TV series back in the 60s. He was the series started in 64. So I don't know if he was in it. Crossroads. I don't know if he was in it from 1964. He did a lot of one episodes for series in the 60s. Is there like a first big movie? A Clockwork Orange. All right, 1971, Clockwork Orange. Anyways, that's enough of that. You guys probably know who he is. You'd recognize him. He doesn't do like a great role in this movie. It's not really super important. I mean, kind of, you know. Anyways, watch the movie. You'll see. I guess he's the third main character, along with a character named Marvin, who is an associate of Mr. Pendleton, played by Logan Miller. And then anybody else I want to touch on here? Everybody else is pretty smaller, is like smaller roles. Nigel Sean Williams plays Jane's father, the main character's father. Um, is her husband not listed here? Interesting. They have like the prostitutes that are at Pendleton's house listed, but they don't have her husband listed. Weird. Where'd he go? He should be here. Well, that's a bummer. Anyways, okay. Not sure why they did that. He actually had some voice lines and some decent acting. All right, I'm thrown for a loop by that one. Anyways, that's Jane Archer's husband. He's the whole reason why this gets started, because he pulls over the psycho killer guy, and then during that encounter, psycho killer shoots him while Jane is in her car parked behind as kind of like backup. And then she shoots at the psycho killer's car, and he gets away. And then her husband bleeds out and dies. Right? You know, that's kind of how the movie starts, and I would imagine he would be here, but apparently not, because they talk to each other and everything. Anyways, okay, so I liked it. She tracks him across the country. She figures out kind of who he is, but not really. She figures out what he's doing, and she, is able to go in and try to stop him from completing his mission, as it were. Um, does she succeed? You'll have to watch the movie and find out. Does she survive? Again, you'll have to watch the movie and figure it out. I enjoyed it. Hopefully, you take a chance on it. Maybe when it gets to streaming, it's probably not a movie you need to rush out to the theaters to see. But I did, so maybe you will. All right, everybody, take care. Have a good day.